corn is amazing, and right now it's perfect for putting in other preparations other than just boiled and put it on your plate next to whatever you're grilling. So I have this great book here. It's called 6 Seasons by Joshua McFadden, and he has a lot of recipes for corn, and I'm going to try a number of them, and I'll let you know what I think as we go along. All right, so most of them are going to have the corn that you're going to strip the ears off of the cob, and I always used to cut it like this inside of a bowl so that the corn kernels don't fly all over the place. But what I've done recently, according to his advice, is to just lay the corn on its side and cut around like this, and you're going to get most of the corn kernels, and anything that you didn't get, you're going to take the spine of the knife and you're going to scrape down the corn kernel. It's all kinds of amazing flavor in there, and we don't want to leave that. We're going to scrape that down, and this is called milking of corn. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but it's all empty. All the little spaces are empty. So I'm just gonna do that again. So in my skillet, I've got a couple tablespoons of olive oil and 3 cloves of garlic that I've smashed and peeled. And they're just starting to color in the pan over medium heat. Medium low probably. I'm going to add to that a tablespoon of tomato paste. So we just want to get some of that raw flavor out of there. To this, we're going to add the entire bunch of scallions that you've cut, sort of on the diagonal. It doesn't really matter if you don't. So we're going to just cook this for another minute. And so this dish is called corn, tomatoes, and clams on grilled bread. But when I went to the food store this morning, the fish market wasn't open yet. So I'm just going to use canned fish that I have, which this one is mackerel. You could always use tuna, you could use sardines, you could use any tinned fish, you could use any kind of seafood. You could use shrimp, you could use clams, scallops. To that, we're going to add the tomatoes, about a half a pound of cherry tomatoes. And when I went to the market, they had some great looking heirloom tomatoes. So I picked those instead. A half teaspoon of chili flakes, butter, 2 tablespoons. Goes great with seafood, goes great with corn, buttered corn, yum. So season generously with salt and black pepper. And add the clams, of which we have none, but I do have mackerel. So we're just gonna look at those fillets. They look great. Okay, so we've got some great, my mouth is watering because it smells delicious. And can you see that? It looks great. It smells so good. All right, so we're gonna, if these were our clams, we were gonna cover the whole thing and steam the clams for 2 to 5 minutes. Add the wine. Actually, the clams and the wine go in together. This would be great on pasta as well. What we did is we took some bread, grilled it on my outdoor grill, and because I was grilling something else anyway. And then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take a cut clove of garlic and rub it on the bread. I was out of garlic, so I used shallot. If you don't have what the recipe is calling for, any allium would be fine. Add my parsley for a little brightness. Here's the corn, and this corn is so good you really don't even have to cook it. So, and I'm going to squeeze in my lemon. So this is basically done. We just have to give it a taste test. I'm going to put this in soup bowls and ladle it on top like that. Let me give that a taste first before we plate this up. Wow. Oh, the corn is really sweet. The tomatoes are at their peak of ripeness. Tastes a little bit of fishiness. You've got the garlic in there. The wine is giving a little depth of flavor. I love this. This is done. Super easy dinner in no time, using the season's best corn and tomatoes. So this recipe serves for yum. All right, so we've got a little bit of everything: bread, tomato, corn, fish. I love it on the bread. The crunch just adds a nuance of texture that it was missing before, and this is going to be phenomenal. All right, we're continuing our corn explorations, and we're making grilled corn with alla diavola butter. So I'll just show you what I have here. This is 1 stick of butter, and I've got 1.5 tablespoons of Tabasco, 1.5 teaspoons of Tabasco, 1.5 teaspoons of crushed red pepper, 1.5 teaspoons of smoked paprika. This is the dolce, the sweet kind. You would have enough of the spice and everything else. I like to have freshly ground black pepper, but this is what we have. So this is 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper and 2 tablespoons of pepperoncini, or I pickled these the other day. This is the jalapenos chopped up, and then 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, which is not a lot. So we're just going to, can you zoom in on this guy? So we're just going to mix that up, and we've got our corn grilling over there. We'll put that on that, and we'll let you know how it tastes in just a little bit. Next up on our corn journey, we've got corn and tomato salad with torn croutons, and I made this up yesterday, and I didn't want it to get too wilted, so I'm just adding 1/4 cup or so of olive oil. I've got 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar in there, along with my 3 ears of corn that I've taken off the cobs, and a pound of really great tomatoes, 3 or 4 scallions that you've chopped up, and then I've got some salt and pepper, and a handful of basil, handful of mint, and we're gonna mix that all together. And finally, it has 1/2 cup of Pecorino Romano cheese. So this is very similar to panzanella, but it's Joshua McFadden's twist on that. So I'm just adding the toasted almonds because it said pistachios, but I didn't have pistachios. For the taste test of the corn and tomato salad with the croutons. Did I say it was 2 cups of corn croutons? No. Torn croutons. All right, let's give that a okay. So the corn salad is quite good. I think that the addition of the toasted almonds is key, so maybe the pistachios would be even better. The basil and mint are good together, but I would say very good. Now let's try the grilled corn and the alla diavolo butter. I tasted it, it's really hot. So let me just try it with the corn. There is no easy way to do this, so I'm just gonna jump right in there. If you like spicy, you're gonna like this. Oh, I forgot. I put a little sprinkle of the Pecorino Romano cheese on there. I think this is a real winner. So there you have it. The corn and tomato salad, I would say 3 stars. The Diavola a la Diavola butter, I would say 4 stars. So that's it for today. This was so great. Raw corn with walnuts, mint, and chilies. A great side salad. So you've got 2 ears of corn that you've cut off the cob, including the milk. Add to that 1/3 of a cup of chopped toasted walnuts. And then a jalapeno chili that you've minced and de-seeded and de-ribbed. Scallions, soak in ice water for 20 minutes to take off that edge. Drain and add to the mixture. And then we've got a handful of mint leaves that we've chopped up. Squeeze in half of a lime. And to that, we're going to add about a teaspoon of kosher salt, a few grinds of black pepper, and then overall mix in a 1/4 cup of nice olive oil and give that a good mix. When you're ready to serve it, this makes 4 servings. Everybody gets about a tablespoon of shredded Pecorino Romano cheese, and that is a delicious salad. All right, now our final foray into corn wonderfulness, and I've got my butter here and it's already heated up a little bit too much. It's supposed to be on medium-high heat. A tablespoon of butter. I've got my, maybe that was a little too hot. I've got my 2 ears of corn that I have taken the kernels off of and also milked. So we're just going to heat those over the fire for a minute or 2. Add a big pinch of salt, a lot of black pepper. All right, that's good. Now I've got 2 ounces of pancetta that I've already sauteed. I'm going to add that in now. Nice and crispy. You can just use regular bacon if you want. I'm going to add a handful of arugula for a little contrast. Looks really pretty. You can see it there. So this with some scrambled eggs and heirloom tomatoes. It's going to be a great breakfast. And a little bit of hot sauce. This is sriracha. All right, so the arugula is wilted. So this is done. We're going to give that a taste real quick for salt and pepper and hot sauce. Oh, that is outstanding. I think it could use a little bit of more salt, but the pepper, the black pepper and the pancetta and the corn together, bacon and corn together is an amazing combination. So this is a win. I would say 4 stars. Definitely make this. Okay, so that's our farewell to summer corn. I'm going to try one more bite of this. That is so good. If you don't make anything else, definitely make this. Corn and bacon and black pepper are meant to go together. All right, that's it for now. Happy cooking.